안녕하세요, 송혜교입니다. 저는 지금 보그홍콩 3호로 커버를 촬영 중입니다.
Lovely
많은 기대
viewers,
부탁드릴게요.
welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that will melt your hearts and make you believe in the beauty of love, family, and togetherness all over again. The ever-graceful song Hye Kyo has once again become the center of warmth and admiration, not just because of her charm and elegance, but because of a beautiful family event that has captured everyone's attention. Yes, it's true, Song Hye Kyo's beloved mother recently hosted a touching and grand Grandparents' Day celebration. And what made it even more special was the presence of her son-in-law, the charming Lee Minho. The gathering was filled with laughter, emotions, and moments that fans can't stop talking about. The celebration, held at the Song family's private estate, wasn't just a simple family dinner. It was an elegant yet heartfelt event meant to honor the strength, wisdom, and love of the elders in the family. From the decorations to the food, everything radiated warmth and intimacy. But of course, the real highlight for everyone was seeing how Lee Minho blended so effortlessly into the Song family circle. Viewers, imagine the scene. Lee Minho arriving hand in hand with Song Hye Kyo, both dressed in soft-toned traditional outfits that perfectly reflected their graceful personalities. Their entrance alone was enough to light up the evening, and the way Song Hye Kyo's mother welcomed him spoke volumes about the deep bond they now share. Those present described the moment as magical. When Song Hye Kyo's mother saw her daughter and Lee Minho together, she couldn't help but smile brightly. It was a mother's joy, the kind that comes from seeing her child loved, cherished, and truly happy. The elderly guests even mentioned how Lee Minho respectfully greeted every elder in attendance, bowing deeply and speaking gently in a tone full of sincerity. It wasn't just about manners. It was about genuine respect and appreciation. You could feel that he saw them not just as in-laws, but as his own family. During the celebration, the Song family prepared a short segment dedicated to honoring grandparents. Song Hye Kyo took the microphone, her voice soft yet filled with emotion, and spoke about how her mother had been her greatest inspiration. She thanked her for teaching her the importance of love, patience, and humility. Her words drew applause and even a few tears. Lee Minho, who was standing nearby, looked at her with the kind of admiration that only a man deeply in love could show. His proud smile never faded, and at one point, he even reached out to hold her hand in front of everyone, an unspoken promise of support and affection. Then came one of the most heartwarming moments of the evening. Song Hye Kyo's mother invited Lee Minho to share a few words, and though he seemed slightly shy at first, he took the microphone and delivered a touching speech that melted every heart in the room. He spoke about how grateful he was to be welcomed into such a loving family, and how he had learned so much about kindness and togetherness from them. He even said that he now understood where Song Hye Kyo got her compassion and grace from, which earned him affectionate laughter and applause. It was a simple speech, but it carried so much emotion that even the older guests felt deeply moved. Lovely viewers, can you imagine the atmosphere? The room was filled with warmth, soft lights, and beautiful music playing in the background. The laughter of children echoed from the garden, and the elders sat together reminiscing about old times. It felt like something out of a romantic movie, but this was real life, and it reminded everyone why Song Hye Kyo and Lee Minho's love story has captured so many hearts. Fans online couldn't stop reacting once pictures and short clips from the event started circulating. Many commented on how natural and relaxed Lee Minho seemed around Hye Kyo's family, calling him the perfect son-in-law. Others noticed how affectionate Hye Kyo's mother was toward him, often smiling and touching his arm as they spoke, as if he had been part of the family for years. The celebration also included a few surprises prepared by Song Hye Kyo herself. To honor her mother and all grandparents present, she organized a short video montage featuring family photos and messages from younger generations. The audience watched as old black and white photos transitioned into colorful modern shots, showing the family's journey through time. Lee Minho was visibly touched, especially when pictures of Song Hye Kyo as a little girl appeared on screen. He leaned toward her mother and softly said how adorable she was, which made everyone nearby laugh. After the formal program ended, guests enjoyed a delicious dinner filled with homemade dishes and traditional desserts. Lee Minho reportedly helped serve tea to the elders, insisting that he wanted to do it himself. One of the older relatives playfully told him that he was setting the bar too high for future sons-in-law, and everyone burst into laughter. It was clear that Lee Minho wasn't just there as a celebrity. He was there as part of a family, someone deeply respected and loved. Later that evening, there was a quiet moment when Hye Kyo's mother sat beside Lee Minho and thanked him for making her daughter so happy. She told him that seeing them together gave her peace of mind, and that she truly believed they were meant for each other. Lee Minho, touched by her words, promised that he would always take care of Hye Kyo and stand by her no matter what. That heartfelt exchange quickly became the talk of the night and later spread online, with fans praising the emotional maturity and sincerity in their bond. Lovely viewers, what makes this story so captivating is not just the glamour of two superstars but the genuine family connection behind it. It's rare to see such authentic affection between in-laws in the entertainment industry, where so much is often hidden behind the spotlight. But in this case, it seems that love has truly built a bridge between two families. Hye Kyo's mother is known for her quiet strength and wisdom, and many fans believe she played a big role in guiding her daughter toward happiness and stability. Having her host this Grandparents' Day celebration wasn't just about tradition. It was her way of reminding everyone of the importance of family roots and intergenerational love. As the night came to a close, Lee Minho and Hye Kyo reportedly joined her mother in a private toast. They raised their glasses, smiled, and shared a quiet moment of gratitude. It was said that Lee Minho took a photo with his mother-in-law and gave her a beautifully wrapped gift, something he had chosen himself, a handmade pearl brooch symbolizing wisdom and elegance. Fans couldn't help but gush over how thoughtful he was. Social media buzzed with comments like, "He's such a gentleman," and "No wonder Hye Kyo looks so happy." By the end of the evening, the guests left with smiles, the grandparents feeling appreciated, and the younger ones inspired. But perhaps the most beautiful thing was the lasting impression of unity. For Hye Kyo, this wasn't just an event. It was a memory carved deep into her heart, surrounded by the people she loves most. And for Lee Minho, it was another reminder that his place beside her isn't just defined by fame or romance, but by shared respect and genuine connection. After the official celebration of Grandparents' Day came to a close and most guests had started heading home, something even more heartwarming unfolded quietly between Hye Kyo, her mother, and Lee Minho. The three of them lingered in the softly lit garden, surrounded by gentle music and the faint scent of flowers. It was one of those rare moments that didn't need an audience, only love and presence. Lee Minho, ever the gentleman, placed a shawl around Hye Kyo's mother's shoulders, telling her that the night air was getting chilly. It was such a simple act, but it spoke volumes about his nature, thoughtful, caring, and instinctively protective of the people close to his heart. As they sat together on the veranda, Hye Kyo rested her head on her mother's shoulder, her eyes reflecting the glow of the lanterns hanging above. Lee Minho joined them, his hand gently brushing against hers. Her mother looked at the two with eyes full of pride. She told them softly that seeing them together brought her peace, and that she could now look toward the future with joy knowing her daughter had found someone who cherished her so deeply. Hye Kyo smiled, and you could almost feel her heart swell with emotion. It wasn't just about being loved. It was about being seen, understood, and accepted by both her mother and her partner. A few moments later, the gentle sound of children laughing could be heard from a distance. Some of the younger guests had gathered near the pond to release floating lanterns, a traditional gesture symbolizing wishes for longevity and family harmony. Lee Minho took Hye Kyo's hand and led her toward the water, whispering that they should release one together too. Her mother followed closely behind, watching them with a warm smile. The three of them knelt by the water's edge, and together they lit a lantern. Hye Kyo closed her eyes for a second, made a wish, and placed it gently on the water's surface. Lee Minho did the same, his gaze never leaving her face. The lantern drifted away slowly, glowing softly, and in that moment, everything felt pure. Love, family, and gratitude blending into one peaceful picture. When asked later by close friends what she wished for, Song Hye Kyo reportedly smiled and said, "I wished for happiness that lasts not just for us, but for everyone we love." Her words touched those around her, because they reflected her genuine heart, selfless and full of compassion. Lee Minho, on the other hand, was overheard saying that his wish was to always be a source of comfort and strength for her and her family. Lovely viewers, how can one not fall deeper in love with their story? It's the kind of love that doesn't fade after the spotlight fades. It grows quietly, like roots deep in the soil of trust and respect. After the lantern ceremony, Lee Minho and Song Hye Kyo helped tidy up the garden alongside a few family members. They laughed together, playfully arguing about who was faster at clearing plates and folding tablecloths. At one point, Hye Kyo's mother caught them bickering softly and chuckled, telling them they already sounded like an old married couple. That drew a blush from Hye Kyo and laughter from Minho, who didn't deny it. Moments like these made the evening even more precious, as fans later said. It wasn't about luxury or celebrity glamour. It was about normalcy, affection, and shared joy. When the guests finally left, the house fell into a serene quiet. Song Hye Kyo's mother invited them to stay for tea before heading home. The three of them sat in the cozy living room, sipping on warm ginseng tea. They talked about memories from Hye Kyo's childhood. Her first acting roles, the time she used to come home tired but still full of dreams, and how her mother always told her never to lose herself no matter how famous she became. Lee Minho listened intently, occasionally smiling and asking questions. It was clear how much he admired both women, the mother for her strength and the daughter for her grace. At one point, her mother brought out a small box and handed it to Lee Minho. Inside was a family heirloom, a delicate jade pendant that had been passed down for generations. She told him that it symbolized protection and harmony, and she wanted him to have it as a blessing for his bond with Hye Kyo. Minho was visibly touched. He thanked her sincerely, promising to treasure it and to always honor the trust she had given him. For Song Hye Kyo, that gesture meant everything. She later told a close friend that it felt like her mother had truly accepted him not just as her partner, but as family. As the clock neared midnight, Lee Minho helped clean up the last few teacups and insisted that they escort her mother to her room before leaving. He bowed respectfully once more, thanked her for the wonderful evening, and promised to visit again soon. Her mother, in return, gently patted his hand and told him that the door would always be open for him. Her words filled with affection that no title or fame could ever replace. Outside, as Lee Minho and Song Hye Kyo walked toward their car, the air was cool and the night sky clear. They paused by the gate, taking one last look at the softly glowing lanterns still floating in the pond. Lee Minho wrapped his arm around her and whispered, "Your mother reminds me of you. Strong, kind, and full of love." Hye Kyo smiled and replied, "She says the same thing about you." They both laughed quietly, leaning against each other before getting into the car. The ride home was peaceful, filled with soft music and content silence. Every glance between them carried the unspoken understanding that this night was one they would never forget. Lovely viewers, the next morning, social media was flooded with warm reactions as more unseen photos from the event surfaced. Fans adored how natural and radiant both of them looked in candid shots, laughing with family, helping the elders, and sharing quiet glances. One picture in particular went viral. Lee Minho holding Song Hye Kyo's mother's hand while she laughed heartily. That single photo became the symbol of their family bond, with fans commenting things like, "That's not just love, that's family," and "A mother's blessing is the greatest gift of all." As days passed, Korean media outlets picked up the story, praising how Lee Minho has beautifully embraced family values despite his superstar status. Several commentators noted how refreshing it was to see a top celebrity couple leading such grounded, heart-centered lives. They weren't just admired for their looks or fame. They were celebrated for showing the world that real happiness lies in small, genuine moments shared with loved ones. Song Hye Kyo later posted a simple picture on her social media, a photo of a glowing lantern on water with the caption, "For love that lasts through generations." Fans immediately recognized the connection to the Grandparents' Day celebration and filled the comments with heartfelt messages. One comment summed it up perfectly. When love is real, even silence speaks. As for Lee Minho, he subtly acknowledged the event too. In one of his interviews a few days later, when asked about the importance of family, he smiled and said, "Family is where everything begins and where the heart finds peace. I'm learning that more every day." Those words, though simple, carried so much meaning for fans who knew exactly what he was referring to. After that unforgettable Grandparents' Day celebration, the song Family Home remained filled with a lingering warmth, the kind that stays even after the guests have left, when laughter still echoes in the hallways and love hangs softly in the air. Song Hye Kyo's mother reportedly couldn't stop smiling for days. Friends close to her shared that she kept talking about how proud she was of her daughter, and how impressed she was by Lee Minho's humility and sincerity. She even told a neighbor, "He treats everyone with such respect. He feels like a son I've known my whole life." Those words spread like gentle whispers, making fans all over Korea melt with affection for the couple and their beautiful family dynamic. As for Lee Minho, he didn't just stop showing appreciation after the event. Lovely viewers, it's been said that he sent a lovely bouquet of fresh peonies and lilies to Song Hye Kyo's mother the following week with a handwritten note that read, "Thank you for welcoming me into your family with open arms. I will always cherish your kindness." That small act made her emotional. She reportedly teared up while reading it, placing the note on her bedside table as a keepsake. The gesture touched not only her heart but also Song Hye Kyo's. When she found out, she hugged him tightly and told him that her mother hadn't smiled that brightly in years. It's these little thoughtful things that make their love story feel so real and so beautifully human. And then, something even more special happened. A few days after the event, Song Hye Kyo's mother invited the couple over again, this time for a quiet family dinner. Just the three of them. There were no fancy decorations, no cameras, no guests. Just home-cooked dishes, laughter, and the comfort of family. Lee Minho arrived early, helping her mother in the kitchen, chopping vegetables and joking that he was becoming her assistant chef. Song Hye Kyo couldn't stop laughing as she watched the two bond over cooking. Her mother guided him on how to make a special family stew recipe that had been passed down for generations, and when he tasted it, he said it was the best meal he'd ever had. That genuine enthusiasm made her mother beam with pride. Lovely viewers, can you imagine that scene? The most adored actor in Korea standing in the kitchen with his sleeves rolled up, tasting soup, and laughing like a son with his mother-in-law? It's the kind of picture that makes you believe that kindness and love can dissolve all boundaries. After dinner, they sat in the living room sipping tea again, just as they had during the Grandparents' Day celebration. This time it was quieter, softer, just the sound of the rain falling outside and the occasional laughter breaking through. Song Hye Kyo rested her head on Lee Minho's shoulder while her mother watched them, her eyes full of calm joy. She later told a family friend, "When I look at them together, I see peace. And peace is rare." Lee Minho, who always finds ways to express gratitude, didn't leave that evening empty-handed. Before they went home, he handed Song Hye Kyo's mother a beautifully wrapped gift, a framed photograph of the three of them taken during the Grandparents' Day event, surrounded by handwritten notes of appreciation from every grandparent who attended. At the bottom, he wrote in neat handwriting, "Thank you for reminding us that family is love that never ages." That message reportedly brought tears to her eyes. She placed the frame in her living room so that every visitor could see it. Not long after, news outlets quietly began to pick up stories about how much the Song family adored Lee Minho, and how seamlessly he had integrated into their traditions. Lovely viewers, fans from all around the world flooded social media with praise. Some wrote, "He's not just a son-in-law, he's a blessing," while others said, "This is what real love looks like, respect, family, and shared joy." The couple didn't make any public statement about the celebration or the follow-up visits, but that silence made everything feel even more authentic. Their love doesn't need to be announced. It simply shines through their actions. A few weekends later, Song Hye Kyo and Lee Minho surprised her mother by showing up unannounced to spend a quiet Sunday with her. They brought groceries, flowers, and a box of her favorite tea. They cooked together again, watched old movies, and even took a short walk through the garden, enjoying the breeze and the scent of blooming camellias.